Okay, we are getting a quorum of attendees. Welcome, everybody. Matthew Lange here with Personized. We're going to give it another 30 seconds. If you have your favorite hold music you want to be playing in the background,
Herbert's
feel free to
flying.
enjoy.
Um,
But if you could just make sure everybody's on mute. And then Latour, if you want to control that, that'd be great. Okay. All right, everybody's joining here. We'll give it another few minutes for folks to come in. Appreciate that. Okay. All right, Hamed, I'm seeing a blog screen, so if you want to stay on
no,
your,
actually, there's a
yeah,
delay. It go
okay.
back to normal. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to bring up that whole slide because I want to make sure everybody understands they're joining the personalized launch here. Okay, we're just getting stuff set up technically. So welcome everybody. Again, Matthew Lange here with Personalize. We're just getting things lined up and we've got a bunch of folks coming in. So appreciate you guys joining, spending your morning or afternoon with us, wherever you may be at. So thank you for joining. We'll get going here. Okay, Latoro, if you want to keep letting folks in, and yeah, we're about 3 minutes past the bottom of the hour, so let's kick things off. Hamed, if you want to go back to the top slide again, I'm seeing your HubSpot screen on my end.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
yep,
Thanks for mentioning that.
yep. All good.
So
All right, let's kick this off. Let's see, we got, okay, great. Technology's working. Always a good thing. All right, welcome everybody. This is Matthew Lange. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Personalize. Really excited to have you guys join us here today for really the kind of the launch and introduction of Personalize. We just blasted out our first corporate press release on Monday to let the world know that Personalize is here. And what we want to do is walk you guys through um, a couple things. One is what we're all experiencing and facing. If you're in sales, you're in marketing, you're in customer support, you're in any number of aspects of your business, finance, where AI is touching us all, of course. In particular, with sales and marketing and go-to-market roles, we're experiencing some really significant challenges with just the introduction of AI and what that means for organic search, for example. And so we'll touch on some of those issues. So. Let's jump right in with introductions. Hamed, if you want to kick it to the next slide and introduce yourself, and I'll follow you, and then we'll get right into the content.
thank you for joining our launch. My name is Hamed. I've been in data, AI, machine learning for the last 2 decades. Worked as a product lead, implementation of different data AI solutions, and came to the sales and marketing world in 2017 as a product person, and stay around, work with a lot of CMOs, VPs of sales on the different implementation of like a sales enablement technologies, and connecting dots from my background in knowledge management, decision support, and the world outside sales and opportunity in sales. We started a journey that evolved to become Personized, and this is a passion that we started, and I can connect dots later. But essentially, I welcome you guys to follow, joining us, and we are very excited to share more on that.
Awesome.
Uh,
Thanks, Hamed. Appreciate that. And again, Matthew Lange, Chief Marketing Officer with Personalize. Hamed and I have partnered over the last 5, 6 years when I was running my agency full-time, Marketing Gurus. Prior to that, my journey to here came through a company called Omniture. So I see some Omniture friends and Adobe friends joining. So thank you guys for coming in. And that was a really exciting time. I think those of you who are probably in the Gen X crowd or maybe Gen Y, you probably were around for the advent of the internet. I personally think that what we're seeing with AI, it seems like it's 1999 all over again, with kind of, I'd say, a bit of a bubble of what we're experiencing, and who knows what we'll see on the other side of that. But I think it's an incredibly exciting time for what we're seeing with AI, the solutions it's bringing, the challenges it's bringing, how it's kind of reshaping business, how it's reshaping the economy. It feels a little bit like Internet 3.0, 4.0. I don't know what even generation we'd be on, but exciting time. So my journey here through Omniture, acquired by Adobe, served as a chief marketing officer. So I've a number of software companies. So I've seen a lot of the challenges that we all experience in sales and marketing. I'm particularly excited around what Personalize is able to do, and we'll walk through much of that with you today. Um, and I'm seeing a lot of the same problems that we've been experiencing over many, many years, but now it's amplified because of AI and with AI. So we'll touch on that here in a second. But feel free to stay leaning in with us. We're gonna take some questions at the end. We're gonna show you as much as we can around how Personalized fits in the whole jigsaw puzzle of the economy and the industry and what we're doing for sales and marketing professionals, and in particular if you're in HubSpot. So this should be some pretty exciting stuff if you guys are rocking HubSpot as your CRM and things that are going to make it a whole lot easier for you guys to be successful in getting leads and driving revenue. I think the current state of go-to-market, jumping right into it, if we kind of follow the B2B news of the day, we're seeing stories around the great SDR downsizing, 36 CEO of HubSpot at Inbound just a couple of weeks back. 60% of Google searches are now ending without a click. We've got brands spending 13% more on digital ads. They're seeing a drop in conversions. Organic views are dropping. Sales conversion rates are now ranging in lower rates than they used to before. So I think that leads us to some key challenges, and I think a really significant question, which you go to the next slide, Hamed, is this really an issue of um, what we're doing, or is this an issue of how we're doing it? So I would contend, and this is kind of the premise upon which Personalize has been built, is that we do need to rethink not just what we're doing, but really how we're doing it. And what does that mean in the context of how we go to market? Okay. So next slide, Hamed. The situation is this. I believe, and we would contend, it's all about personalization. So let me just pause on this for a second. 95% of consumers demand it. 85% of companies are failing to do it. This is per McKinsey, this is per Gartner. There's any number of studies, and we can share those with you that show that uh, the advent of the internet and then what you can do goes far beyond just the dear first name email you might be getting from your favorite e-commerce vendor. It's really all about, does the business know me? Do they treat me like I'm a customer that they know well and have a direct experience with me? All of us here, I know I have direct relationships with some of you. A lot of us are probably connected to me or Hamed or our team on LinkedIn. We have an interpersonal relationship. We know each other from some context. If I was to send a note on LinkedIn to some of you, you're probably going to be more responsive to me than you would a cold outbound or something that's not personalized to um, the experiences that we've shared in that regard. So I think personalization, as you think about that as a concept, how you can apply that to sales and marketing has been really, really hard. So let's talk about that. So on the next slide, what we'll see here is the up we lost that
What
slide
happened?
deck. Come out if you want to bring back the other one. So personalization, if you think about how we are engaging with our customers in a way that is personalized so that they understand us, they understand that we understand them. So number one, personalization takes a lot of time. So if you are an SDR or you're an account executive or you're in marketing and you're really trying to deeply understand one of your customers, a single contact, it'll take a long time. You're going through Apollo, you're going through LinkedIn. Members of our team can attest to this. I can attest to this as well. If I'm really trying to learn something about one of you, it's gonna take me a lot of time to figure that out. Um, the second aspect of the problem is that all of our CRM is full of data, but it's not really full of the insights that we need to know that allows us to understand someone at a personalized level. So of course we have CRM data, and some of it's kind of messed up in the sense that we don't have full contact information. We may not have phone numbers or email addresses, but beyond that, we may not have the actual insights that make a difference as to, do we know this is the right contact for us with regards to our ICP, our ideal customer profile. A third major problem that we see is that reps are stuck doing research instead of selling. I don't know about you, but I would personally rather have my sales team selling 100% of the time. And if we can offload that time that they're spending on research and hand them the research to them automatically, that's full, that's complete. It tells them everything they'd ever need to know about that customer or that contact, and then they can go off and engage in the selling process. I think that's a far more advantageous use of their time. The other problem that we found is that scaling personalization usually means losing quality. And what I mean by that is think about when if you're on the marketing side of things, if you're in marketing ops or you're playing a role in marketing, typically that would mean you're building it like I've done many times in HubSpot, we're building a template and we're blasting that template to thousands or tens of thousands of contacts. Meaning the only personalization that we're doing is dear first name token. You guys know the drill in HubSpot. There's probably a little bit of copy. There may be some personalized, and we may be A/B testing some things, but generally speaking, the personalization is not at the contact level. So whether you're Todd or you're Troy or you're Houston or you're John or you're Liam, those emails are not for just you as an individual, it's for everybody. And all we're doing is just swapping out some of the tokens around how to personalize that email. And then the last thing is that leads are expensive. So if you're spending any money on Google SEM or any kind of paid media across the social channels, what have you, you might have actually valuable contacts coming in, but your systems, your CRM, and your processes aren't set up to react quickly enough and effectively enough on a personalized basis to affect change. In other words, to drive that lead through your pipeline. So let's get into that. Let's really show you how this is changing with what we're doing with Personalize. So Personalize has been kind of in cooking and in building phase for the last couple of years. As I said, we just launched our kind of our public announcement on Monday. So what Personalize offers is a studio interface that allows you to run AI agents inside HubSpot at scale. So there's writers, there's researchers, and we'll get into some of this and we'll show you how all this works. But essentially, think about this as hiring the very best person who does, say, an SDR, who does research on your team, who's the best writer or content producer on your team, who's the best person in marketing ops or rev ops or sales ops at building a sales sequence or writing or crafting a playbook that's going to drive that engagement with your customer. So that's what Personalize and the Personalize Studio can enable you to do. Okay. So looking at other capabilities of Personalize. So what we're providing today out of the box, number one is we can generate, edit, and optimize your blog content at scale. And what I mean by this is we can personalize it by your audience. So if you have a particular audience you're trying to reach in, say, an industry vertical or a geographic city, for example, or by a particular industry segment, what Personalize can do is take all the variables that it understands about your business, your competitors, your customers, your industries, put all that together, and through the power of AI, actually develop and help you publish highly personalized content that's specific to your business and your customers. We had a customer that did this very thing. They were challenged in the sense that it was an e-commerce business, B2B business. They had operations all over the United States. So think every large city and small town all across the US. The problem they had was they had something like 600 domains serving all those different municipalities, but they didn't have a way of easily scaling content that was specific to Jacksonville, Florida, and Huntsville, Alabama, and Provo, Utah, and Seattle, Washington. Again, it was kind of one size fits all. They would publish a blog post and it was kind of generalized and it was kind of one size fits all. When they adopted Personalized and started using our solution, they were actually able to build 60,000 brand new content pages, blog posts, geographic specific content pages specific to those individual markets. Really, really cool stuff. And they were all written completely different based on the variables of what's going on in Seattle, what's happening in Jacksonville, what are the unique things about the Space Center in Huntsville, Alabama. So all that content was very localized and personalized for the readers of those the specific towns and cities across the U.S. Really, really cool stuff. So we'll show you how some of this works. Ahmed, if you want to jump to the next one. Um, then what Personalize can enable you to do is convert every blog post into thousands of personalized marketing emails. So what's another way of unlocking revenue? We'll take one of these personalized pieces of content and then blast that out to your contacts across your HubSpot CRM, again, on a personalized basis. And we'll show you what that looks like as well. And then also what we can do is in Personalize, develop very personalized web experience. So every single visitor will get a VIP treatment in the sense that what they're going to experience after they click that link from that personalized email and come back to your domain, your website, they're not going to land on a one size fits all web page or landing page. They're going to get a very specific page built just for them. And we're going to show you how all that works. So if you want to, Hamed, flip to the next slide, and then Hamed's going to come in and show us how all this works natively inside HubSpot. So let's jump right into it.
Just before I go there, just let me organize the order. Um, So I would I can start with the blog site that Matt mentioned, which is generating content. The another part that is related to mass content production is mass content update and editing and revising based on internal change of strategy, or we know that SEO wouldn't work anymore. We need to optimize for AI. Search technology or generative optimization. And that means you have to go through a lot of content and edit. And that's one of the things that we shine, which is how we can make it something that we can run and, at a scale and generate content, update the content, optimize over time, and personalize it. It could be based on location, based on products, based on ICPs, and one of the things about AI technology, they appreciate that kind of highly targeted types of content to be cited under chat interfaces. Behind the scene, essentially, a company needs to build a list of titles, and these titles can come from what they already have, and they can curate it. The other thing that we built was we can just get 5 top competitors that they are outperforming on content, and we scan everything they published over the last 10 years, make sure that we build a list on them, and then make sure that we have an answer for those. We have an outperforming content on every one of those topics. The other one is people have keywords that they want to win, and they want to search online, and also at the recently people doing it on checking on the chat GPT Perplexity. They want to know if which companies are cited for, and they want to outperform them on citation and also on search engine results. And that would be the part, and there are steps that will happen, but essentially there would be a chain of agents. Some would be researchers, some of them would be drafter, final publishers, and they would enrich the content in a different variety of ways, and generate the whole thing. It could be the image and the graphics of that blog as well. And we have some content, kind of let's call it remix, that you can transform that one blog into tweets and blog posts. Again, the possibilities endless, but the idea is I have a lot of topics I need to cover. I have a lot of blog posts that exist already I need to update, and we make it happen. And
Yeah. And,
that's
and what
one
what
side. The reason
Hamed,
we have Google Sheet because people have WordPress, we support WordPress, Webflow, and also HubSpot. And that's one of the features we have that is a bit across multiple platforms. When it
So
comes to,
Hamed, let me just jump in real quick and just
yeah,
explain if you want to go back to that Google Sheet, and we'll move faster through this. And that is what you're seeing on the screen was all natively generated within Personalize. So what Personalize was doing is it was understanding the business first, and we'll talk about that at the end as we talk about how you onboard into Personalize. But taking just the title ideas, what you see across this, and we're not asking you guys to read the screen, but the catchy blog title, the image prompt, the metadata, the post that's going to go on LinkedIn, your next 4 or 5 tweets, how the you are all that was built within Personalize. So what you're seeing as a result is this Google Sheet. We can output this into WordPress. We can output this into your CMS. The whole idea is that all of this content is built at scale, so you don't have to have a writer or a content producer natively changing out various variables. Personalize is doing all that work for you based on the parameters that you set and say, hey, this is important to our business. This is what our customers care about. This is what our competitors are successfully producing content about. So what Personalize can do is at scale build you guys signal in the marketplace from your content. Okay.
so if I want to go to the website, which is similar things for marketing emails, is we have templates, we have buttons, we have different headers and bodies and images are all come together to create a marketing email or a landing page. And one of the things is the whole personalization ended up to what become a hype, maybe using the first name or company name. And that was the whole journey we were creating. And the thing that we are enabling customers to do is if you know your lead and they are coming back to your landing page or you are start tracking their behavior, you can personalize different parts of the website to them. So for example, if James comes back, you can welcome them with mentioning their company name. You can talk about a specific message that is written by our solutions architect to them and say, hey, I understand your competitors. These are the solutions you're offering, and so on and so forth. And that goes on, and you can even build and articulate a specific version of your value prop or pitch and your use cases that is tailored to that person. And and we call that's why we call it is a generative personalization, which is we generate content per person, and we can consistently do it for tens of thousands of contacts that you have in your CRM.
So, and as you go back to the slide summit, I think the key thing that I want the audience to understand is this is at the contact level. So every single one of your contacts, say you have an ABM campaign you're running, or you have a particular campaign you're running at a particular market segment or a set of customers. If you're selling into, say, law firms and you're trying to reach attorneys, compliance attorneys of some sort, this would actually Personalize would produce content at the contact level. So XYZ law firm, that individual coming back from XYZ law firm would get a different landing page, if you will, than ABC law firm. So the idea is that personalization at scale means any one of those individual contacts that you have in HubSpot that you're trying to connect with, they would all have their own personalized experience. I almost think about the web and websites today as a blank canvas, and what it is filled up with is stuff that's relevant to me. So as we continue on here, let's move into more content around unleashing these AI agents inside your CRM, inside HubSpot. And so this is where we've landed. We've architected Personalized to work natively inside HubSpot. It is architected in a way that we can work and we'll plan to work in other CRMs like Salesforce and others, but we're really focusing our go-to-market today on HubSpot, given what we see in the marketplace. And basically, you can automate months of work with confidence inside Personalized to work in natively inside HubSpot. So it's an agentic, as you go to the next slide, it's an agentic architecture, which means that there's best in class team members, as I mentioned before. Think about your best researcher, your best writer, who all come together and make things work. So one of the things that we built is the ability to build sales sequences natively inside HubSpot, leveraging the power of Personalize, so that these AI agents, they'll research your contacts, they'll write the emails, they'll prep your call scripts. So think about all that work that a rep would need to do, an SDR or an account executive would need to do to get ready for an engagement with a customer. Personalize can do all that for you. It'll build that into a sales sequence. It'll even write playbooks. So if you go to the next slide, I believe, Hamed, um, these personalized playbooks. So if you think about the playbook inside HubSpot, it'll have an account overview, the business overview, the products and services of this customer, what their competitive landscape is. So your sales motion is fully prepared, fully ready to have a meaningful conversation because you'll know everything about that specific target or that contact, that prospect that you're trying to understand. So those insights are kind of handed off to you on a silver platter. I know I've had lots of lots of meetings and discussions over years with sales, and we always talk about, hey, we're us great marketing guys are giving you the Glengarry Glen Ross leads on a silver platter. Why aren't we closing deals? Well, in this case, it's like truly your best lead information, the best contact information you're going to get about that prospect is being built for you and delivered to you natively inside HubSpot because of what Personalize is able to do. Okay. So go sell with more confidence, engage faster. So next slide here, Hamid. I think we're
Yes.
going to get into if you
So
go to the
I'm
next
going
one,
to
the
show
next
you
segment of the demo here.
a
So
live demo quickly here, and let me switch to the other interface. So this is what you saw in that slide. What I'm going to just walk you through what will happen is, again, everything is customizable. So someone convert through a paid ad, or you enroll it based on the intent data you have from a source, and they visit your website and you track them out and you want to now build a sequence for them. We can, based on that context and also deep research of their company, we can generate a sequence of emails. Those emails will be personalized, tailored, relevant to their context. If they submit a form, it's a specific ad, we can leverage that. And those emails go one after another. And the thing is, the best cadence we've seen is if you make it hybrid with human. So if you get their attention by a couple of clicks and they open the email 2 times, you can pass it to a salesperson as a task. But the salesperson, we want them never research again. They don't need to open the browser, click, and open multiple pages to understand who that person is. Right away, we want to make sure that they have a good what to say over the phone in the first few minutes. If it goes to the voicemail, they have the option to leave a voicemail, and they can continue that. And again, this is kind of even support the LinkedIn. Okay, if you are going to LinkedIn, this is another task. This is a suggestion of what you can use as a LinkedIn invite to that, a connection request to that person. And also, this is a high level overview of who that person is. And that altogether, just the idea is in 2025 onward, researching manually wouldn't make sense anymore. And that opening browser, checking different sources, we can do it deep as with expert reasoning, and we can article everything in a shortest and most concise way for salespeople to just leverage and use it.
So, and
So
again, Personalize is going to understand your business. It's going to understand your customers, your ICPs. And all of this is what you're seeing on the screen here in HubSpot. We built this in a way such that if you're the sales rep, the SDR, you're not tabbing back and forth between lots of different tools. This whole thing works natively inside HubSpot. I mean, we've always said you want to live where you work or work where you live. So if you're living inside your CRM, you want to make everything happen and make everything possible. All this can be customizable, and it's driven by that personalized information that Personalize understands about your prospects.
So I just changed the email to make it like a fake email. The thing is, when a salesperson wants to engage someone and there is they have to go to their website, they need to click, they check the LinkedIn and everything, and then they go on a call. They need to have a playbook, and HubSpot has a native playbook functionality. We also have playbook URLs, so in case companies don't have that, so we can generate the whole page for them, which is typically we have our qualification questions. This one has band kind of framework, but the thing is, I need to know a bit as a salesperson the context, what the company does, what the products they have, what's the GTM strategy, ICPs they serve, their competitors. I want to build that rapport and the relevancy of what we are pitching to them based on what I already know about their business, and I don't want my salespeople spend hour or maybe minutes per contact just figuring that part and get ready for a call, and the rest would be a back and forth qualification. So this is natively available, and if a company doesn't have this playbook feature activated, so we can also generate as a URL, a unique page, a playbook. So everything will be there ready for a salesperson to leverage before their calls, if they are doing cold calling, and before their meeting, depending on the playbook objective.
Great. Thanks, Ahmed. So that's the capabilities that Personalize can deliver to you guys if you were to adopt and integrate Personalize into your systems and your processes. Again, making it real easy for you to live and work inside HubSpot, engage with prospects. Okay, next slide here. The and the thing about this, we're going to show you also AI agent powered workflows. So one of the examples that we often see, and I've struggled with as well, is we spend all this money on paid media. We have leads that come in and click the ads or fill out a form, um, and we've all been there. You know, some of the best leads get kind of dropped on the floor, to be honest, and we don't engage with those prospects quickly enough or with enough relevance or fervor to bring them in as customers. So what Personalize can also do is it can, upon a form completion, it can trigger automated and automatic research, scoring, content creation. All of your qualified accounts will advance. Those that are unqualified will exit or go into a nurture sequence potentially. And these sequences will launch automatically. So we'll show you how that works as well. So just think the idea of you've done a campaign, you're engaging a set of prospects. Some of those are engaged in leaning in. They fill out a form. Personalize can help automate that entire backend process to send that automated, highly personalized email, part of that outreach, have that highly personalized experience. So when they come back to your domain and hit your landing page. Uh, your sales sequence is built automatically. You have a playbook that is now built for you, so your SDR or your account executives can reach out with really deep engagement, knowing everything they need to know about that prospect, and your selling efforts will be far more successful, as we're seeing with our current customers. Next slide, Hamed. And then the other aspect of this is with all of the data, where that's kept. So this is something that Personalize, again, because it's built natively in HubSpot, our philosophy is all that data should be kept inside HubSpot. So your CRM will now have all of the data that you typically capture today, but because of what Personalize is doing, it's going to autonomously research your contacts and your accounts all across the web, your CRM, third-party data sources like Apollo, Zoom Info, et cetera. And then what it's going to do, and we'll show you this here in a second, it's building a generative AI set of properties or variables or that table that you see on the screen with what is the right personalized email we should be sending out? What's the go-to-market overview and strategy at that contact level? Are they in ICP 1, 2, or 3, whatever we specified that as our business? It'll do competitor analysis. So this is what I was talking about before. When you were thinking about your CRM data, oftentimes we're missing the stuff that we really want to know. Sure, I can find out email address and phone number and be able to physically get technically engage with them, but I really want to know who their competitors are. So when I'm engage in outreach to them, I can say, hey, Bill, or hey, Mary, I know your competitors are X, Y, and Z, and I imagine you're struggling with these issues. Our solution can help you solve those problems. That's a far more relevant conversation to have than, oh, I see on LinkedIn you're a Buffalo Bills fan. We can do that too. But the idea is that all this information is again, natively kept inside HubSpot. So let's show what that looks like, Hamed, and then we'll get to the last section. We'll take questions after that.
So Matt mentioned, I just quickly show you a simple workflow, which is someone submit a form either through a paid channel or organic traffic. One of the things is we want to deep research them, qualify them, map them to the right ICP, and essentially one of the things that was important for us here was we enable AI to think like an expert in that domain, that company, that vertical. And one of and essentially it is doing exactly what an expert will do in that company, the way they need to look at information and qualify them. If it is qualified, and an email writer will leverage that context and that research results and generate those the sequence of emails and possibly other information I'm going to show you and enroll it to a HubSpot sequence. And you already saw the sequence, but essentially this is a simple kind of workflow which is very popular that can be built inside HubSpot. One of the questions I need to mention, because that's very kind of a big question a lot of people have, why you build AI agents in another studio and use them here, why I don't prompt here. So that's a lot of things, like I can prompt it here. First of all, prompt engineering, the thing is that we focus on as Personalize is scale, consistency, and accuracy when you have thousands of records, and trusting the output and getting to that consistent and consistency and handling errors and hallucination and everything that might matter for your business. You need a studio, and Personalized Studio is designed to take care of that. And in HubSpot, the goal is I just hand off my lead to this agent that someone in my team trusted it, and it's already built by an expert, which might not be my company, but that agent is ready to go. It does one job perfectly. It knows how to research in my industry and return results back. And I have an email writer that, again, I can trust. And I see the result in the studio, and I just use it. With that mindset, when you want to trust a system, you need an environment. It's not just writing 2 cents of prompt here or there. So that's one of the things that I typically highlight when it comes to workflows.
And Hamed, let me just jump in. The amount of time savings to go do what Hamed was just showing, it looks like a simple workflow, and it relatively is inside HubSpot. But the amount of time it would have taken if you were to have someone on your team, in say your SDR team or one of your account executives, go off and do all that research, then have someone in your marketing team, for example, write a whole sequence of emails that are deeply personalized to that contact. That would take your team hours and hours and hours. And that's what we're seeing with personalized customers today. It's just the amount of time that you're saving. And then on top of that, having the expertise to really deeply know what's relevant and important to this contact. to this person at the receiving end.
Uh,
So this is
Let
what I
me
think is really
just add
exciting
to
for
what
what it can
Matt
do.
said. You're right. It's simple, easy to understand, easy to follow. But there are two main statistics in the market, which is one is 40% of the leads converting on the form. No one has time to follow up with them. Essentially, they never hear from the business they submitted form. And second is tip average is 48 hours to even to engage the first time, typically with a template or generic low quality copy pasting some manual changing from an SDR to reach out to that person. We spend around $100 to $200 per lead, depending on the industry. It could be lower and higher. And we don't treat them. We don't have time. And this is essentially within minutes. The quality of writing and deep research is as good as our senior people in our team, and it can happen immediately. So this is a big pain essentially in the market and the ROI of ads and the ROI of everything we're doing in
Yeah.
the marketing and sales side.
So, Hamed, as you bring up the table, the Gen AI data, so what this allows and what Personalize is enabling you to do inside HubSpot is capture all that relevant personalized information natively inside here. So what you're seeing in the columns is email body. So if you want to roll one over one of those, Hamed, with your mouse. So for example, I'm now seeing for this particular contact, their top five ICPs. I'm looking at their competitors. I'm looking at if you want to scroll back and show an email body, one of the email bodies that would likely be so Jordan, hi Jordan, and there's this. So Personalize is doing all this. So again, normally the CRM that I would normally be looking at inside HubSpot is going to have just the basic demographic information, the call notes or the engagement notes from the sales rep. It's not going to have this level of specific personalized information, which enables me and allows me to engage with that prospect on a much deeper level. Even things like go-to-market strategy. Is this a marketing-led company? Is this a sales-led company? So again, whatever's important to your business, again, we're not taking humans out of the loop with what Personalize can do. We're taking what's important for your business, helping you guys focus and say, I really, really care about these kinds of customers. Have Personalize help me target and focus on them in that regard. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, go ahead. Any more thoughts about that, Hamid? And we'll wrap it up.
Uh, I just want to add one thing, which is the table you saw is a translation of website unstructured data, possibly PDFs and files you have from customers. We translate them into a table of easy to understand, easy to kind of process, and they can add as a lead scoring. So we didn't have time to show that, but essentially we have almost 90% of information we have about customers' email, history we have with them, notes and deals and everything, and we translate them into a table format. So now we can understand them, we can act on them, we can use them for little scoring and prioritization and routing, and that we enable when we have it in a structured format. So that's all.
Yeah. Okay. And the one thing I'll add to this is that one of the, yeah, you launch here, um, is that all of this is also enabled by one of the primary competitive advantages that we have in the marketplace, which is memory, and what a memory that we call Cortex UCM. So Cortex Unified Customer Memory. So what Cortex UCM will do inside Personalize, it will remember all of these elements about your customers, about your engagement with those customers, about the personalized information that you learned about them. It'll connect the dots over time. So you might have had a customer that churned a year ago for, say, a particular feature that you didn't have in your software, if you're a SaaS company, for example. And then you now have that feature today. Cortex UCM will connect those dots and remember that and actually build an outreach campaign to that churned customer and say, hey, we lost you last year because we didn't have feature XYZ. We're now proud to announce this. What do you say we engage in another call and we can show you how great it works and try to win you back as a customer? So things like that's one simple example of many examples of where memory is a key facet in trying to understand what happens over time with respect to your prospects and your customers. And the way that we can build all this and gain all this understanding is our one-click launch onboarding. So we're making it really, really easy as you as a customer of Personalize to come onto our platform. So there's a call script writer, there's a account qualifiers, playbook writer. So there's a whole set of agents that are going to go to work. Think about hiring McKinsey, the outside consulting firm, to come in and understand your business. What Personalize does is it'll come in, it'll understand your business inside and out. It'll understand your competitors. It'll understand everything that's present in kind of the public internet. it'll go through and understand what's going on inside your CRM and all your data, and it will start to kind of build that understanding of how your business operates, what's important to you, who are your ICPs, what are your ICPs, who are the important contacts in your business, and just by setting one of the settings in HubSpot, the personalized lead equals true, these agents can go to work. And so we're making it really, really easy for your business to get up and running inside Personalize. So next slide here. There's a number of pre-built agents. So think about if you guys are active in ChatGPT, think about those different GPTs you've got running. So we've got a number of, again, pre-built agents, and it's an agentic architecture. So I said, like, we have researchers, we have writers, again, all the experts that you would need to help you go to market and personalize that outreach to your customers and really be able to be responsive on the inbound side. Uh, there's predictable, consistent quality. They all have access to this memory I mentioned, the Cortex UCM. There's reasoning agents that'll understand, hey, this is maybe not the right time to engage in an outreach, or maybe now is the best time to do it since we just announced this new feature in our software, et cetera. Next slide here, Hamed. Make sure we have enough time. So you want to just show a couple quick things on maybe the onboarding, and then we'll jump to Q&A at the end here.
Um, yes, and I think we don't. Just let me quickly show the one-click journey, which is this. Like essentially, when you click, just provide the company name and the name of the person. Essentially, it just go and deep research a company. Typically, takes around 2 3 minutes. We just look at everything of that business and build everything, customize the whole environment for them. It took us a couple of days to get this, and now we are making it one click, and everything is advanced in a expert level quality. And essentially, it will end to this page. And if I want to just quickly show our product interface, essentially, you have agents that are live, they're autopilot, they're already working inside your platform, and then you have templates that you can add more and more to them, and essentially, the high level is you have GPTs or ChatGPT ready to be tested, execute it, and test on your data. I'm happy. Push a button, make it live, and point Personalize. Oh, just take care of this for me. And that's the high level, and we put everything on autopilot, and the whole setting will happen in one click. Again, everything's customized. We have layers and layers of customizability, but that's the journey we wanted to build and still give the premium quality and time to value to the shortest.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah, let's jump. I think we've got a couple more things we want to share and then jump right to Q&A here. So
I would kind
yeah,
of
go ahead.
quickly talk about them. So the GPT we mentioned, like the pre-built agent PBA, and also API agents. Essentially, and we have MCPs in the next slide. These are the three things that will give us complete flexibility to be an orchestration layer. If, for example, you want to run Perplexity or Gemini, or you want to use anything that maybe we build or our partner build on your CRM, you don't need to work on a one model fits all approach. You have an opportunity to customize everything, and we are building community. So it's still in private beta, but we're adding more partners so we can have more options for every one task you have to do. And MCPs give a lot of powerful things. But essentially, that's the high level.
Yeah. And real quick, MCPs, I kind of liken that to USB for computers. It's an interface that allows different AI systems to be able to talk across and share data in the right way. So we have that architecture and that flexibility built in. So the whole idea here is that we have a number of agents, a number of things kind of out of the box available to you as a personalized customer. If you want to bring your own, we support that as well. If you want to connect to other systems, we support that as well. And so there's a number of ways that we can support you as you go into the market on HubSpot, natively in HubSpot with Personalize. So in short, the challenges that we started the top of this, personalization takes too much time. Well, I'd agree. So that's why let's let the machine do it. So reach thousands of with messages that feel handcrafted. Personalize makes that possible. Your CRM's full of data, but it doesn't have the insights. And that's where Personalize comes in. Native inside HubSpot. It'll embed all that AI research, the insights, and the outputs directly into your CRM records. I frankly don't want my reps spending any more time on researching. Let's just go sell. So what our agentic architecture enables us to do is do all the research, do all the reasoning, do all the writing, so that our sales reps can then focus on go win the deal. We're going to hand you the information you need and just go be successful engaging prospects in that regard. Um, Personalization used to mean back in the day, if you guys remember, those of you that were with me at Omniture and Adobe and working in the tech space in Utah, personalization meant that you'd lose quality. Again, you're just going to do one size fits all templates, and you're trying to reach blocks of prospects. Now you can scale outreach without sacrificing that authenticity or that quality, and really have significant impact because it's at a individual contact level. And then lastly, it's still expensive to go try and drive those leads into your business if you're doing paid media and other paid engagement. So now you can convert those costly leads into pipeline by having a much better automated response and an automated outreach that's again personalized to that individual contact. So with that said, I think we've got some Q&A that we want to have you guys join with us. So Hamed, I saw the first question here, and again, thank you guys for joining with us. If you have an opportunity to connect with Hamed or myself, that's our LinkedIn profiles there. John had a question, Hamed, if you want to take this one about HubSpot announcing their prospecting agent free with their pro version and above, and how Personalize would compare with HubSpot. Maybe just in a general sense, if you want to talk about HubSpot Breeze AI and just help our audience here understand how we compare to HubSpot AI out of their box versus ours.
So we are we have a detailed comparison, but essentially we have features and capabilities that we overlap with Breeze. Our mindset is we want to be complementary, or for users that they need a lot of kind of optimization and control on the way they are prospecting in this example. And a prospecting in a simple way is I want to look at their website and I want to write an email. But in a lot of B2B industries, you need to have a technical domain understanding and customization, and then you have to have a deep research that research the word the way you want, not one fits all types of model. So we aim to make sure that we have those customizability. HubSpot offer one prospecting agent. We already have several options designed by different experts. So the thing is, it's like an art of how prompting and optimization the tools you're using and the researchers. We have those choices to make. You can actually run it. I don't know, it's a pro hire version. If I remember prospecting, you can use Personize even on free HubSpot. And a lot of companies that consider, I think about our prospecting and compared to HubSpot, is they have a hybrid stack. HubSpot is part of their stack, not the whole things. And again, high level, we work well also in those scenarios as well, and bringing data from other sources, generating something here, doing a big part inside HubSpot, at the same time informing and syncing back to other platforms as well.
Oh.
Hope that answer.
And again, if you guys want to get much deeper on what Personalize can do for your business in particular, at the bottom of the slide there, you'll see personalize.ai/sign up. Join us there. We'd love to get on a call with you guys, walk you through how HubSpot would work with Personalize, how Personalize would work inside your HubSpot implementation, understand your business and how Personalize can help you. So there's a lot of things that we can do, I believe, that would greatly accelerate your prospecting efforts. We use Breeze as well. I think Breeze AI can do a number of things quite well, but it doesn't do it to, I would say, a level of depth, certainly that Personalize can do. And there's a number of things it just simply can't do. One of the things, again, that I talked about was memory. So our Cortex UCM, something that I don't think HubSpot is anywhere near touching that yet. The
I
other is that we also include as part of our announcement was the AI content producer. So that's something I think is quite unique for Personalized inside HubSpot. Again, developing thought leadership content, blog content it's personalized at a one-to-one level. Something that I think is going to be pretty exciting for a lot of you on that side of things. Hamed, you were going to say
I'm going
something?
to use the opportunity to add one more thing, which is part of also telling about the personalized and also answering John's in a new way, is that if company has an existing database, we have a threshold of like 10,000. When you want to go after 100,000 contacts you have your CRM, you want to reactivate, you want to re-qualify them and research them. When the number is high and you have a specific needs, it is still prospecting. It's under sales department. You want to do win back campaign. It's again, it's a collaboration between marketing and sales. but it will drive opportunities from existing databases. And when it comes to big, bigger databases, we find other competitors that don't offer complex customizability. They're cost prohibitive in that scale. We optimize to operate easily and smoothly and cost effective at that scale, which is something that we think we are unique in the market at the moment.
Great. Thanks, Ahmed. Other questions? And if you guys want to come off mute, love to hear your voices. That'd be great. Or if you want to raise your hand, I think it's the react thing down there. If you want to recognize with a hand gesture. Other questions that we have from the audience, feel free to jump in. And if you guys don't have questions, maybe I'll ask you guys a question. How many of you are actively using HubSpot Breeze? Just give me a show of hands. Give me a reaction here inside Zoom. Anyone using HubSpot Breeze? Maybe, maybe not. I see Troy. Okay, HubSpot. Troy, hopefully that's working for you. Troy, do you got any questions for us? Something we can answer? Happy to address that either now or one-on-one later in a demo if you want.
Yeah, Matt, I don't have any questions based on the demo today. It's really interesting. But maybe we can touch base next week.
Sounds great. Yeah, I look forward to it. And John, thank you for your question as well. Um, okay, we'll give it maybe a few more seconds if anybody's got a question for us as we scan the chat. And by the way, use if you're inside, well, obviously you're in Zoom, but if you want to use the chat function, that's great. If you want to come off mute, that'd be great if you have any other questions with that. All right. Well,
Yeah,
Hamed, I think that'll do it for us. I think we got, is that one more slide? Maybe it's just our hold slide at the end there.
I think that would be
Um,
enough. Yeah.
yeah, the big logo. There we go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, Matthew Langi here, joined with our CEO founder Hamed Tahiri. Really appreciate you guys joining. I think it's this really exciting time to be in sales and marketing and tech and certainly with AI. So we really appreciate you guys joining. If you guys again are interested in a more personalized overview of what Personalize can do for your particular business, really love to have you guys join us. Personalize.ai/sign up. We have our expert Latoro Cepeda who's on the call here with us. He'll walk you guys through understand your business and share how Personalize could really help you guys accelerate your go-to-market and really better connect with your prospects, save a lot of time, and ultimately help you guys deliver personalization at scale, which will help us all win. So thank you all very much. Appreciate you guys joining, and best of luck to all of you. Take care.